Namaste, Archana Pami here again. This is the Explorian series. Today we're going to be talking about meditation. Now, if you listen to the Discover series and about freeing or building a strong body or freeing the mind sections, I would have talked about the 8 limbs of yoga as per one of the scriptures, and in that, the last leg of things that you do to start getting into the zone of super consciousness or being aware of your consciousness and getting into the liberation state is what you would have heard of dharana, the concentration technique, and dhyana, meditation, and then finally is samadhi, the state of bliss. Now, most of the time, what people hear or what even I was thinking meditation was is just like you just sit there and you just meditate such that you don't have any thoughts. And if you have any thoughts, then you should battle it out. So let me tell you about the experiences of adopting dharana techniques to have a better dhyana, concentration techniques to have a better meditation. A lot of videos that are available on YouTube or anywhere that you come across, most of them are predominantly dharana techniques, which gently lead you into meditation. What do you mean by dharana or concentration techniques is um, the way it is explained is you are the subject. You're trying to focus on a particular object. Now, what this object is, we'll talk about. But essentially, dharana helps you understand that or helps you develop that ability to forget about this subject and only concentrate on the object. And what dhyana does is takes it to another step where the object only exists and the subject, diminishes or is is not present at that moment. And that's exactly the state that you want to achieve in meditation. But how do you get this subject to diminish, and you need to get something else in place. So to help you cultivate that sense of subject and object is where a lot of meditations, which are generally guided meditations, are aimed at more at dharana techniques than dhyana techniques. What are these objects, right? It could be a mantra, it could be om, chanting of om, or if you follow Deepak Chopra, he uses a lot of phrases, and one of the phrases that I like for meditation is Sat Chit Ananda, is that the entire experience of the consciousness is at bliss. That's a beautiful mantra that I always like, and I use that as the object to concentrate when I am having a lot of thoughts in my mind. Or you could think of something called as affirmations. Say for today you have a presentation to do, or you have to do something amazing, and you're having that doubt that I'm going to fail. You can trip that and get your mind into understanding that you don't have to go with that negative mindset. And in that case, the object can be an affirmation like I'm going to do this well or I'm going to ace it. You could sit and just think about that particular object. So we talked about mantra, we talked about affirmation. There are many, many more techniques where somebody is going to take you through that entire process of building that object as well. I know that a lot of people where they might paint a beautiful beach or a wonderful place like this in a mountain, in or grass or flowers or a place that you love that you would want to go. People narrate those so that you are concentrating on that and forgetting about this particular subject. I think I missed one more meditation technique, which is one is called as mudras. So you know that our fingertips are having nerve endpoints which connect straight back to our brain. So that's why there are a lot of reflexology and acupuncture and these kind of techniques which help you assess that power to to improve certain things or connect those points again. So there are mudras as well. The one that I really love is the Padma mudra, which is the heart. So it is nice to hold a mudra and then follow the prompt to understand what the mudra does. So this is an open heart to fill in with more of love and everything. So I use this particular mudra to concentrate. So I'm focusing in this. It's like pouring love into my heart and pouring love into the heart of people that are with me, who are connected to me, who are inspired by me, who motivate me, and everybody. So I love to do this, sit in Padmasana and hold this mudra and meditate. There is another mudra for Sahasrara. So this is beautiful when you have done an energy activation chakra practice for you to pull up the channeling up that energy just to get that feel going and to concentrate on your crown chakra. So this is another, it's just handheld like this right about your crown, and you just concentrate and you meditate. This is again Yoni Mudra for reproductive organs or for the womb. So there are so many types of hand mudras. Like I said, there is an author, Revital and Carroll Revital, I guess. Maybe I got the name wrong, who have done a beautiful representation of mudras. They have small cards which have the mudra name, and if you turn it, the mudra picture, if you turn it around, there is instructions as to how you place your fingers, where you touch, what point you touch, and everything. And and what area to focus on as to which area that those nerve points are actually concentrating on. Like this, I said, is for the heart, and this I said is for the crown chakra. Like that, you will have a lot of other mudras which are even generally recommended for dealing with some pain related to certain ailments and so forth. So that is another way of doing meditation. So that's why I said that most of the dharana techniques, most of the meditation or all guided meditations are all still dharana techniques, because they are helping you to forget this subject and shift your concentration or shift your focus to an object. Choose an object and you would not know what works for you. So if somebody says that, I tried this meditation, go try it, it may or it may not work because you are not able to associate with that object, or that experience of dharna with that object may not seem relevant to you, or you may find it like that seems really ridiculous. So you need to find different types of meditation, guided meditation, which are predominantly the dharana techniques, which teach you to associate with different types of objects. So I think in the past 2 years, I've tried a lot of them. Um, I have tried pranic healing related meditation, which is more about giving love and giving care and blessings to somebody, or twin hearts meditation, which is more about giving love and blessings and everything. It could be Deepak Chopra's 21 day abundance meditation, which was more about believing in the fact that the universe has enough for all of us and tuning in to that energy to create the abundance that you need in your life. And again, there was something to hook on to, as to concentrate on and, kind of stay calm and, be in that state of meditation. Another one that I tried was real love meditation. I think she wrote a book called Real Love. I love that book. And through that, I got to know about this five-step meditation, which is very simple. It's just to say that be in love, be at peace, be at ease. So she focuses on imbibing that real love, that affection towards you yourself first and foremost. Then to people that are near and dear, your family, your friends, your colleagues, and you build that circle as and when you do that. Then to a person whom you have had some conflict with or in not in good talking terms. So then, and then to some random person you probably saw somewhere, you got inspired, and you were like, okay, I just want to wish them luck. I just want them lot more love and let them flourish in whatever they are doing. And then everybody else, right? So this was a beautiful process of expressing love through meditation, and I really liked it because it um, I was able to do it for my near and dear ones, and I could see a difference not just with me, and the way I interact with them also changed. And they used to just after the meditation, they used to just call me or talk to me, and I used to be like, wow, this really works. So I even found that kind of a technique, which was may not be that much of a meditation, but it's still, you're sitting and concentrating on something, right? So that was the third technique that I tried. And fourth one is, of course, the yoga teacher that I follow for yin yoga is Cassandra Reinhardt. And she does a lot of affirmation meditations, which is my go to when I am beaten down, because there are such beautiful positive words which I very generously give to others, but I very rarely try to tell it to myself, but it took me a while to practice those meditation techniques to conjure up something to say that, hey, I am amazing. I did this. I got this. I am strong enough. I am not, covered, or I can speak confidently, or I can convey my thoughts. So these are few things that I tried, and I really found them very engaging because I had something to attach to, and I had not to be in tight control. Like, okay, I have these thoughts. I need to stop. I need to meditate. No, I have these thoughts. No, it is very uncomfortable. But when you're focusing on something, right, like a mantra, a japa, or an affirmation, or a phrase, or an activity, then it is more meaningful and more seemingly easier to start getting into the practice of meditation where you're actually really still with absolutely um, no thoughts. Now, let me talk about this concept of I can't meditate because I always have thoughts. One thing that you need to understand, or anybody who says this has to be understanding that the mind is always going to make thoughts. And it is that, if you remember the chitta vrittis that I talk about, it is always going to do that. Only meditation is going to give you the strength to understand that those thoughts don't have to be processed. They will come, they will go. You don't have to act on every single thought, or you don't have to assess every single thought into something being positive or negative. Thoughts will always come even after few years of doing meditation, they still come and go. But one thing that I know is either I want to sit through those thoughts, or I'm like, today doesn't seem the day where I'm going to be at peace. Those thoughts are too much. I just drop it and I move on. Because the friction of trying to meditate when you have too many thoughts, one, you either calm down, shift your focus on some of these, and then you slowly go into meditation for a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or just get up and go away. Maybe today is not the day to meditate. Maybe right now is not the moment to meditate. Maybe you come back later and then you meditate. So I know the end goal is um, to be in a state of place where you don't have thoughts coming in and doing it. But remember, it is not about thoughts not coming again. The mind is always going to generate. All you have to do is understand that they will come and go, sit through them. It's like you do those swipes, right? Some notification comes from the mind, you swipe it off. Or if you find it so annoying and if you think it's something important that you forgot, take a pen. That's why most of them say that when you're meditating or concentrating, keep a book and a pen so you can write it down and then you can go ahead. Until you write it down, that probably the thought is going to be at the back of your mind and it's going to keep generating itself in different versions and formats. And then you're going to feel even more agitated to address it than to come back to that state of being in that moment. So these are two tips that I would leave with is in terms of for you to get into meditation, either use some object as a thing that you can concentrate on, and second one is to understand the fact that the mind is a thought generating factory. You can't do anything about it. It is essential that you start practicing these techniques so that that thought generating factory is going to keep running all the time. It's up to you to understand whether you want to assess and choose and consume those thoughts or just let them go as is, because it will continue to generate some more. That factory is very good at generating thoughts. Why am I talking about this? I'll just leave a small note before I wrap up. The last week I think there was a wellness awareness session which happened in my office, and again Dr. Samir Dwivedi from is a medical director from International SOS. There are two different types of MRIs that is done. One is a structural MRI where you see what is happening in everything in terms of injuries, in terms of clogs and things like that. But there is also something called as functional MRI where they see the brain activity. I mean, the functional MRI kind of shows up the areas of the brain that lights up when somebody is doing an activity. And to the primary goal of that was to see how people respond to problems and sudden tasks that are given to them, how the brain activity works for that. And the conclusion was that the people who meditate were a little responsive and not aggressive or reacting too badly to sudden problems and things like that when compared to people who don't meditate. And from a personal experience, I do know that my awareness has improved a lot after I started doing meditation. Again, in the beginning, it was difficult because I used to think of this thought generating factory a lot until I discovered all these dharana techniques, which helped me, do better meditation. So I just want to leave you with that tips because it's an important integral part of having an empowering yin life. Meditation is very critical. Most of the times people give up because they think, they can't meditate because they have thoughts. That is just an excuse. So if you are one of those people, I would implore you to try those dharana techniques and then try meditation. You will automatically see the difference, and then that will obviously bring you into a more blissful state of mind, and your life would be a little bit at ease. At least you will be in control of you yourself. Hope that was interesting and informative. Namaste. Have a beautiful day ahead.